For him to take that tone in the harshness in which he said it lets me know he was highly agitated by what Ant said.
And this summer, ain't nobody athletic ever been in the league, and nobody could jump and all this. I'm like, whoa, what are you talking about? Don't attack all the old school guys when you haven't done your homework.
Magic Johnson and Larry Bird spent years going at each other like it was war, not just basketball. They clashed in college, battled in the finals, and kept pushing each other past limits nobody thought possible. But inside all that chaos and competition, something unexpected formed: real respect, almost like family. So when Anthony Edwards stared into the camera and said players from the old era weren't athletic, that the game back then wasn't exciting, and that legends couldn't hang with today's stars, it wasn't just a casual opinion. That was a direct hit at Larry Bird. And the second that happened, Magic Johnson's whole energy changed. Stephen A. Smith has been around Magic for over 30 years, watching him handle everything: business deals, media pressure, ownership drama, with that same calm smile and smooth confidence. That's why Stephen A. didn't just focus on what Magic said back to Edwards, he focused on how he said it. Because highly agitated is not a phrase people ever use for Magic Johnson.
For him to take that tone in the harshness in which he said it lets me know he was highly agitated by what Ant said. Because normally Magic is a lot more diplomatic. He's a lot more PC. Yeah. Now, behind the scenes, it's a whole different argument. But he's a lot more diplomatic. Right. He's a lot more diplomatic.
This is someone known for staying cool no matter what, shaking hands even after brutal losses. But somehow, Anthony Edwards managed to break through that calm exterior, not with his game, but with his words. And it wasn't random either. Edwards didn't just call out a generation, he went straight at Bird. And going at Bird means going through Magic first. To really understand why this struck such a nerve, you have to look at what Larry Bird actually represents to Magic. Not just a rival, not just competition, but the other half of a story that literally saved the NBA. Magic explained it himself on First Take.
Larry Bird and I knew what we had to do. He knew what he had to do for Indiana State. I knew what I had to do for Michigan State. And I think we put the madness in March. And then these other guys just took it and ran with it. We both came into the NBA and changed the NBA because we brought in a different style. Both of us brought in a different style, and we both played for historic teams.
And it wasn't sugarcoated. Before Magic and Bird arrived, the NBA Finals weren't even shown live. They were delayed because people didn't care enough to watch in real time. That's how low things were. Then suddenly two guys changed everything. One from Lansing, Michigan, the other from French Lick, Indiana. Two completely different styles, but one massive impact. Lakers versus Celtics. Showtime versus toughness versus pure fundamentals. They didn't just play for legendary teams. They rebuilt those teams into icons again. Every single player in today's league, including Anthony Edwards, is performing on a stage that Magic and Bird helped create. And now Edwards is calling that same stage boring. That's why this feels bigger than just another debate. This isn't just about defending an era. Magic isn't even talking about himself here. He's standing up for Bird. The same Bird who didn't rely on elite speed or crazy jumping ability, but still dominated everyone in front of him with skill, intelligence, and an almost scary level of competitiveness. Bird proved that basketball has never been just about athleticism. And when Edwards brushes off that entire era, he's brushing off the exact qualities that made Bird legendary in the first place. Then Magic went on Byron Scott's Fast Break podcast, and this time there was no filter, no soft tone, just a message. It sounded less like a response and more like a warning.
You made a comment about Anthony Edwards a while back, who had some things to say.
Right. About the old school heads.
Right. Yeah, about the old school heads. And again, you youngsters, you know, y'all better understand.
They don't know.
Come on now, just chill out with that.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. You know, you're gonna run up on one of these old heads and
get handled. Coming from Magic Johnson, a man who built his reputation on positivity and respect, that hit different. And the wild part, he wasn't even close to done yet. When Edwards doubled down on his claim that nobody from the old era was athletic, Magic didn't hesitate. He started firing off names like he was reading out a serious list of charges.
And then this summer, ain't nobody athletic ever been in the league, and nobody could jump and all this. I'm like, whoa, what are you talking about? Don't attack all the old school guys when you haven't done your homework. First of all, there have been athletic guys. First of all, Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Kobe.
Dr. J.
Yeah.
Kobe. Clyde Drexler.
Yeah.
I can keep going.
Yeah, it's a
lot of guys. David Thompson, even before all of them.
Jordan, Dr. J, Kobe, Clyde Drexler, David Thompson. Every name hit hard like a punch you didn't see coming. But here's what really stood out. Magic never even mentioned Bird, and that wasn't by accident. He didn't need to, because Bird's greatness was never about jumping high or running fast. It was about winning, and that's exactly where Magic made things sting the most. No championships at any level, no college title, maybe not even high school, and yet Edwards is out here talking like he can judge legends. That's where things got uncomfortable. Bird stacked 3 MVPs back-to-back, won 3 championships, and made 5 finals appearances. And he did all of that without elite speed or insane athletic traits. Edwards talks about physical gifts, but Bird dominated with skill, precision, and a mindset that refused to lose. And don't forget, Bird talked big too, but he always backed it up. Magic knows all of this better than anyone alive because he lived it. He went head-to-head with Bird for years, feeling that pressure every single game. So when someone without a championship resume starts dismissing that era, it doesn't just sound off, it feels disrespectful. Magic didn't take it personally for himself, he took it personally for Bird.
But I'll answer his questions when he wins some championships.
Right. He's the most exciting player to watch in the NBA. If you look at Anthony and you look at Ja, they're probably the two, and then of course Kyrie. Those are the 3 like can put on a show.
Even with all that tension, Magic still gave Edwards credit, and that says a lot. He called him the most exciting player in the NBA, which isn't a small compliment coming from someone who played with Kareem, battled Bird, and witnessed Jordan dominate. That kind of praise carries serious weight. Magic clearly sees Edwards' talent, but what he doesn't see is the experience or credibility to match the level of talk. Then things got even more interesting. Magic shared something that wasn't meant for the public, a private moment with Michael Jordan in Europe. No cameras, no media, just 2 legends talking.
And I was with Michael Jordan, not last summer, summer before last. We ran into each other in Europe. And he says, Irvin, I don't know why these guys, because if you look at his record, he almost played every game like 5 or 6 times throughout his career. He didn't miss one game. He played in every game. We wanted to play in every game.
And Jordan reportedly questioned why so many modern players sit out games. This is a player who showed up almost every night without excuses. Bird had that same mentality, playing through pain, pushing his body to the limit, showing up no matter what. That was the standard back then, not something people praised. It was just expected. Magic even told a wild story about his own career that sounds unreal.
Pat Riley or our trainer, Gary Beatty, had to make sure that they said, no. B, don't put on your uniform. Don't come sitting on that bench because you want to play for your guys and with your guys. He made me wear a T-shirt.
He wouldn't let him put his uniform on when he couldn't play in the game because he know he would tear the damn jerseys off and go in the game.
His trainer once had to hide his jersey and make him wear a T-shirt just to stop him from playing hurt, because they knew if he had the jersey, he'd be out there no matter what. That level of obsession doesn't come from training. It comes from something deeper, something intense. And Bird had it. Jordan had it too. Still, not everyone agreed with Magic. Gilbert Arenas jumped in on Gil's arena and brought a different angle that actually made people think for a second.
My Ferrari is faster than yours. Yeah, yours was top shit in the 80s. If we race today with your version and my version, the governor has changed, the wheels has changed, the brakes has changed, so my car is naturally just faster than yours.
He pointed out that training improves, nutrition improves, and the game itself evolves. And sure, on the surface, that sounds fair, but the response came quick, even from people sitting right next to him. Study the game. That line kept coming up, because Gil's argument had a big flaw.
I respect it. And that's why KG and them felt the way they felt about the shit. They're like, hold up, bro. There was a lot of niggas that had real skill back then. If you're gonna be a student of the game, niggas study the game. Don't ignore what had came before.
Just because the tools get better doesn't mean the older generation couldn't compete. A faster car doesn't mean the old driver didn't know how to handle the road or didn't have the toughness to keep going after a crash. And Bird, he played through pain that would have sidelined most players long before the All-Star break. That's not about better tools or faster systems. That's about the drivers. And right now, the drivers today aren't matching up. Magic brought everything back together on Byron Scott's podcast. And what he said wasn't just a take.
It's still about one thing, and that's winning.
Winning.
Yeah.
No matter what.
The state of the game right now, and you mentioned a little bit about the 40% decline in viewership.
Right.
Where is it going? And that's number one. And number two, how do we get it back?
It sounded like a warning the whole league should hear. 40%, that's the number being talked about, and it points to the NBA losing fans. And Magic is tying that drop directly to this new mindset. When highlights matter more than legacy, when sitting out becomes normal instead of showing up, and when young stars start dismissing the very people who built the game, fans notice it, and they start checking out.
Show respect, that's all. Just show respect.
I don't want to ever go at nobody.
Right.
That's not who I am.
Right.
But if you're going to attack us like, oh, the game was not high flying and as exciting and so on, then I got to come back. So, but I'm still a fan.
Yeah,
and I still watch him because I love his attitude. I love his smile.
But here's the part that really hits, and most people don't want to deal with it. The players Magic is defending paid a price that this generation doesn't fully understand. Bird's body didn't just slow down, it completely broke down. His career didn't end because he lost the drive. It ended because physically there was nothing left. Magic's own journey took a turn that changed everything beyond basketball. And Jordan, his obsession pushed people away and cost him personally. These men didn't just play, they gave everything to the game. Their bodies, their peace, their health, it all got sacrificed. So when a young player with no championships dismisses all of that just because he can jump higher, it shows a serious disconnect. It's not just a bad take. It shows he doesn't fully understand what greatness actually costs. And that's the part that really stings. That's why Magic reacted the way he did. It wasn't about feeling personally attacked. It was about defending Bird, the same Bird who wasn't the fastest or strongest, but still controlled the game with pure intelligence and an unmatched will to win. Magic spent a decade battling that man, trying to outplay him, and sometimes coming up short, so he knows exactly who Bird was. And because of that, he's not about to let someone without a championship resume rewrite that history. Magic Johnson isn't stuck in the past or holding on to old memories. He's someone who went through the fire with Larry Bird, built respect through that rivalry, and turned it into something deeper than most people can relate to. That rivalry didn't just entertain, it reshaped basketball at every level. College hoops, the NBA, even how games are watched on TV. It all changed because of that era. That's the foundation the league stands on today, the same league Anthony Edwards is thriving in right now, and Magic is going to defend that legacy every single time, not out of nostalgia, but because that era earned its respect. And here's where things take another turn, because the reaction around the league didn't stay quiet. Players, analysts, and former stars all started weighing in, and the energy got tense fast. Some tried to back Edwards, saying confidence is part of being a superstar. Others weren't feeling it at all, saying there's a difference between confidence and straight-up dismissal of history. And that gap, it's starting to get wider. What makes this situation even louder is timing. Edwards is one of the faces of the league right now, one of the players expected to carry the next era forward. So when someone in that position speaks like this, it doesn't just stay as an opinion, it shapes how fans see the game. And right now, that message is clashing hard with everything the older generation stands for. There's also something else building under the surface. The league is changing faster than ever. More threes, less physical play, more load management, more focus on stats and highlights. And while that brings excitement, it also creates tension with the past. Because to the legends, the grind, the physical sacrifice, and the nightly battles were the identity of basketball. That wasn't optional, it was the job. And now you've got two eras staring at each other with completely different definitions of greatness. One side values durability, toughness, and winning above everything. The other leans into skill, speed, and entertainment. Neither side is completely wrong, but when respect disappears, that's when everything starts to fall apart. That's why this moment feels bigger than just one comment. It's not just Edwards versus Magic, it's a spotlight on a growing divide inside the sport itself. And if that gap keeps growing, the conversation won't just be about who's better, it'll be about what basketball is supposed to represent in the first place. And now everything comes down to this moment. This isn't just about one comment or one reaction anymore. It's about respect, legacy, and what the game of basketball really stands for. Magic Johnson made it clear he's not letting anyone rewrite that history, especially when it comes to Larry Bird. And whether people agree or not, one thing is obvious. The conversation isn't slowing down anytime soon. Anthony Edwards has the talent, no doubt about that. But moments like this, they define how a player is seen beyond the highlights. Because in this game, it's not just about how high you jump or how fast you move. It's about what you build, what you win, and who you respect along the way. And right now, that spotlight is shining bright. So what do you think? Was Magic right to step in? Or is this just the new generation speaking their truth? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear where you stand on this. If you enjoyed this, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to see it. And stay locked in because there's always more stories like this coming your way. See you in the next one.